What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to be installing the Blackvue Dashcam on the F30 Bmw. Alright, so today's video is in fact sponsored by Blackvue. Blackvue, thank you very much for sending me the dash cam. A few months ago I was riding in one of my buddy's R8s and he had the Blackvue dash cam. I asked him if he liked it. He absolutely loved it. So I reached out to Blackvue, asked them if they wanted to work on a video with me, and they agreed. So here we go. They sent me a dash cam as well as a power pack. And we're going to talk a little bit about the products as well as how I'm going to install it. I do want to preface there are many ways to install dash cams, many ways to run wires. I am simply just choosing the method of install that is easiest for me and that I feel most comfortable with. As far as tucking wires in the front of the car to the back of the car, I've already ran some wires, so it's going to be relatively easy to rerun some more wires. I'm already rather familiar with taking off most of the panels that we need to take off in order to run the wires and conceal them all the way from the front to the back. So I actually thought that Blackvue was only sending me a front camera. It turns out they sent me a back camera as well. Thank you so much, Blackvue. I'm super excited to review this product, throw it in my car, and just use it. As you guys know, recently I had a little bit of a mishap at an inspection shop and my front bumper had some damage. Dashcam would have came in handy. Dashcam definitely would have came in handy. But there's certainly no question that while you're driving on the road, you cannot always be the most careful person on the road. Other people make mistakes too, which is how accidents happen. And it's just so important to have a dashcam in your car nowadays in case something happens and maybe someone lies and they say that they didn't hit you or you hit them. Well, when you have video evidence, it's kind of hard to dispute anything. So I am excited to put this in my car and just have that peace of mind knowing that I'm protected by Blackvue. All right, so let's take a look at the spread that we have here. Everything is laid out. I have all of the dash cam stuff right here. Here's the front dash cam, the rear dash cam. This little kit comes with a trim tool piece, which is awesome. That's really cool. Comes with a bunch of little 3M adhesive pieces for the actual dash cam. It also comes with the power cable for the dash cam, and then it comes with a cable that actually powers the rear dash cam from the front dash cam. So this is what you actually run from the front to the back of the car. Now this is an extra piece that I decided to get. It is the Power Magic battery pack that allows me to enjoy the dash cam's parking mode in all simplicity while saving the actual battery on the car. So when the car turns off, I'm actually not sucking juice out of the battery. I'm using this box that charges from the actual car. So it's pretty simple to install. As you can see here, there's a little diagram. And if you guys recall, I have a cigarette lighter right under my glove box. Well, that is where this is gonna come out. So we're gonna come out of there and then go into here. And it's also kind of nice because this has two USB ports that go into it for accessories. So I can actually plug in my phone charger right here, and then I can plug in my Draggy right here. And this going in right here is what's going to plug into the actual cigarette lighter. This coming out right here is what's going to go to the actual dash cam. So two pieces in this purchase, the dash cam stuff and then the power pack. I'm going to go ahead and install them and show you how it's done. We're going to try and make it as clean as possible, tuck as many wires so you cannot see anything. So with anything like this, it's obviously a great idea to research as much as possible, but I'm reading the features and it's actually really interesting. So with this power pack, when the engine is on, the power supply to the dash cam bypasses the battery. When the engine is off, output automatically switches to draw power from the battery pack. So that's great because it means that we're not actually taking the power from the battery of the car, just the power pack when the car is off, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. We don't want to drain our battery when the car is off. I also really like that it is a simple plug and play. I don't have to hardwire anything into my fuse box or my actual battery. I can just go ahead and plug this into the cigarette lighter socket underneath the glove compartment, plug it into here and we're good. And then also these little accessory ports, these USB ports. As you guys know, I have my Draggy and I have my phone power coming out of my cigarette lighter at the moment. Well, now I can just get rid of that and just use this. So I think that overall, this is really going to be the ideal setup for me. So I also want to show you guys that the power pack comes with this little case that allows you to fasten this to a part of the car, essentially. So the case just clips in to the actual power pack, and there are two ways to actually have this connected to the car. There's Velcro, and then there's screws. I'm actually going to use both. They say that they recommend to put it at the passenger's footwell area. I think that I'm gonna try and find somewhere around there, maybe in the glove compartment area or the passenger's footwell, right to the right side. we'll see. I have to dig around and find out what kind of real estate I have under there. But I think that the best way to do this is to use the Velcro and then also use the 4 screws that come with it, just to make sure that it's snug and it's not going anywhere. And then once you have that in, you can simply take power pack and you're good to go. And then it just pops on the side of the car, get our plugs running, nice and clean, simple. Cool. I love the way that this is set up. It's very easy. I was honestly worried about installing a dash cam because I thought it was gonna be hard, but just take like 20, 30 minutes to do some research, read everything that comes with it, and it's really not that difficult. Pretty straightforward. It's also important to note that the Blackvue Dashcam is in fact in 4K. So the quality is amazing. If I ever want to use it in vlogs, I could even use it in vlogs. In fact, my camera is only shooting in 1080p, so technically the quality should be better than my Canon camera. Anyways, without further ado, let's grab everything that we have here, head out to the car, and start the installation process. Damn, dude. Welcome back to the super sick LED headband. All right, so the first step, obviously, we're gonna disconnect the battery so we are not shorting anything out. In order to do that, you're just gonna use a 10mm socket and take that bolt out. I like to use a rag right here to just place the negative terminal on top. The first area of focus is going to be the power pack. I wanna tackle the power pack first, find a good location for it, and then I'm gonna move on to the actual dash cam part of this and figure out how we're gonna run it. So most of you know how I like to work. I have everything out in front of me in terms of the power pack, and that is the part where we're gonna be working on first. Like I said, this is the actual power pack, Velcro, screws, power cables, and then a little bit of reference if we need it. I don't think I will need it though. The only thing that we need to figure out is particularly how I want to run this. Obviously, I have my cables coming out here. One is for the phone and one is for the draggy. So I want to keep, and I don't have a lot of slack on those, so I want to keep it relatively close to that area. So obviously you see my cigarette lighter right here. We have the cables coming out right here. One is for the phone and one is for the draggy. I don't have a ton of slack, so I think that I'm gonna mount the actual box, the power pack, right there. We're just gonna take those tiny little screws, pop them through the plastic, and then obviously the Velcro as well to make sure that it's not going anywhere. So I've got the 2 Velcro pieces. One is already on the bottom of this case. I'm thinking something like that. I think that that is going to be the best spot for this. That is where we're gonna put it. You don't wanna go too far up right here. This is the airbag. So you obviously do not want to touch the airbag. It's gonna go a little bit further back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Velcro and actually Velcro it to the bottom of this mount, pretending that it was on there, right? And then I'm going to take the box and I'm gonna put the box into the actual mount. The reason I'm doing that is because I wanna make sure that I like the location of it and that we can use more force to actually have the Velcro stick. Bam, just like that. Hold that nice and firm for a minute. You guys can see that's kind of the location where I'm putting it. All right, so there is the actual clipped in part. That is the mount that holds the box. So it seems like it is firm and on there pretty well with just the Velcro, but it's not, in my opinion, well enough. So I'm gonna also do the 4 tapping screws that go around the circumference of this thing, and that will just make sure that it is really, really on there. Be very careful with the self-tapping screws because they are very small and you can strip the plastic super easily because you're just going into plastic. So you just want to be very careful to not over tighten them. All right, so these are the screws. As you can see, they are super, super small. So you just want to be careful when you are putting them into the actual mount to not over tighten them. I was able to get 3 of the screws in. And I'm sure you can see why I wasn't able to get the 4th one in, because it's right underneath the light. With the 3 and the Velcro, like, this thing's going nowhere. It's super firm, so we're good. I don't need to worry about that at all. Bam. Oh, that thing's going nowhere. It's on there. So we're good. That's really all that takes. So this also has a little display on it. Tells you your battery power. So while you're driving, this thing is actually charging up, but it's not using the power out of this battery while you're driving. It's using the power out of your cigarette lighter. And then once the car turns off, obviously the power turns over to the box. and that powers your dash cam, so you're no longer using the actual battery of the car. All right, so we are happy with the location of this. Now I can simply take my two accessories and plug those in. Like I said before, one is for the phone, and one is for the draggy. So I have those two cables running over here. Just go ahead and tuck those up as much as possible. Kind of conceal them. And honestly, I might even go ahead and zip tie those together just to clean it up a little bit more. And so let's do a little bit of signal flow. The way that this is gonna work is we're going from the cigarette lighter into that box into the actual dash cam, which is gonna be ran from here, through there, all the way up here, and around to there, where the dash cam is going to be. All right, so a little progress update. We have the cigarette lighter going into the actual box, the power pack, and then we have this piece which is going to actually power the dash cam. So I'm gonna leave these out for right now, and we're gonna work on the actual dash cam part of this install. All right, so diving into a little more research here. I'm just kind of reading as I go, but obviously you have this 3M tape on top, and we're gonna mount this directly behind the front mirror. You have the camera right up here in front. So here's everything that comes out of it. And then also this uses a micro SD that's included in the packaging. They give you the micro SD, which is super cool. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the micro SD, and then I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this right behind the actual rearview mirror. And then we will work on running the wires. All right, so we'll go ahead and take off that 3M adhesive on the back and reveal the actual 3M. One shot, and that thing is on there, dude. I'll hold it for about 30 seconds. So this is where I installed it, and it's literally right behind the rear view mirror. And you have all the connection parts coming out on this side. So we're gonna run the cables out of here, tuck them into here, into that little plastic piece, and then run it all the way up, down, and down into our power pack. Yo, I'm actually really impressed right now. Like, I've never tucked wires before, but it is really easy. Look at how clean that looks. Just goes right into there. No wire showing. No wire showing. It's honestly really, really simple to tuck the cables into these pillars. Obviously, I haven't gotten that far. But they give you this little tuck tool. It's basically just like a trim tool with like sharp edges. And it's really simple. You just go along the edge and tuck it in, and you just work your way all around. All right, so progress update. Rather than going down here and then all the way up there and then around and then down, it makes more sense to come around the window and then actually stop right here and run through here, and then use this rubber lining to run all the way down the side into there. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm just using the rubber lining and using this little cross trim piece right here. But honestly, it's so easy to tuck these wires. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be that simple. I thought I'd have to take off body panels. Man, with this, especially with this little tool, it's got like this sharp little edge. You can just like pry things out and push the actual wire in. It's a breeze. Now I'm actually pretty confident that I can get this install looking really good, super tucked and hidden, and done relatively fast. Here's how I ran it so far, coming through this channel and then down this little rubber stripping right here. And then if you look in here, that's where the cable is. There's this little channel that comes out of here, and we're gonna run it back behind this whole plastic piece, and then under here, all the way down there, and then we are plugged directly into our box. So it's perfect. It's so simple. It's really not hard at all. And I'll show you guys once I have everything buttoned up how clean it looks. Final tuckage complete. We have the two cables coming out of there, both running through here, through the top, around here. The rear view camera splits off this way. Power, obviously, like I said before, goes down there. So the rear camera ran all the way through there, back there, and into the camera. And I'll show you the back. So we continue to cross there, through the little rubber up there, and then into that little piece right there, around, bam, into the rear dash. Look at how clean it looks, dude. Looks so good. So they give you extra 3M, which is awesome. And then they also have these little wire clips that you can use to, in like certain spots, if you can't tuck it, you can just put the cabling through there and then 3M it to whatever you're attaching it to. These, I might end up using these under the glove compartment where we have all those wires kind of hanging right now. All right, you guys, so final tuckage is complete. Basically what I did was everything coming out of here, like this, is all tucked behind here. Tucked everything back there, and then all of this back here. It's basically all just tucking back here. So that keeps it nice and clean. As you can see, it's just the box, a couple of wires going out. I could zip tie those together if I wanted to, but I don't think it really makes that big of a difference. Can't see it anyways. And then I actually used those little 3M clips. So I used 3 of them. Used one right there, one over here, and then one on that side. And that just parks it right here in the corner, and then it's feeding into our dash cam. If you understand signal flow and you can kind of get your way around tucking wires, this is a cakewalk. So we're set up. We've got our dash cam right there in the front, and then obviously come around to the back and bam, we got the rear one. So at this point, everything is tucked. Everything is tucked and ready to go. I'm going to plug the battery back in, make sure that we have power. This is a good sign. See that white little light? It's the dash cam, so we know that the power works. Just hook the battery up. It says it's recording now. All I did was plug it in, make sure the SD card is in all the way. The SD card wasn't actually in all the way before, and now it is in all the way and it's recording. It just started recording on its own. All right, so I'm gonna actually lead you guys through the Wi-Fi setup in case you end up doing this for yourself. I think it's really interesting. So let's go ahead and do a screen record. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the actual dash cam out of the mount, and then on the inside of the dash cam, you're gonna take a picture of the credentials. There's a password, the name of the dash cam, and then actually a cloud share password as well. Take a picture of that so you have it in your phone. Then what you're gonna do is go ahead and go to the App Store, download Blackvue. Once you have it downloaded, open that up. Cool, got the app. You're gonna go to Wi-Fi, and you're gonna turn this dash cam on. It's gonna automatically turn on once you plug the power in. And then there's a little button on the side, it says Wi-Fi. You're gonna click that Wi-Fi button. And then you're gonna see in your Wi-Fi, Blackvue will pop up. You guys should see it right here on the screen. So then you select the Blackvue, then you go ahead and enter your password, enter whatever your password is, and then you go back to the Blackvue app. Now, once you go to the Blackvue app, you're gonna see a bunch of different stuff here, and what we're doing is the Blackvue Wi-Fi. Load up my Wi-Fi, and as you guys can see, I have it all right here. So obviously we're in the garage right now, and here's the front camera. It's looking in the front of my garage. And this is in 4K. So cool. And then if you want to save that video, you can save the video to your actual phone. If you scroll down here, you'll see there's the rear ones. It has a little arrow. Parking mode is now on. It has a little arrow that shows you the front or the back. So you can decide, like, here's my trunk's up, so all you see is my trunk. So you can see it's just recording all this stuff in here, and now I have it. I have it on my phone, I have it in the app. And I can even save it to a cloud. So as you guys know, I have the accessory ports in the actual power pack, still powering my Draggy and my phone. And just to confirm that it still works, bam, the phone is charging. So everything still works. The accessory ports still work. The dash cams work. You can see that it's recording right now. It's actually in parking mode. And you can see the rear view one is on back there. All the wires are tucked. Dude, we did a good job today. This was not as bad as I thought it would be. It really was not that hard. So I'm gonna throw up some footage for you guys to check out. And what's also really interesting is the Blackvue talks to you and it tells you if there's any impact when you get back in the car from it being in parking mode. So I shut the doors and I shut the trunk and everything after it was in parking mode. And the Blackvue actually told me there was impact while you were away from the car. I love it. I absolutely love this thing. So you can get back in your car, and if something happened, Blackvue is gonna tell you. It's so great, so great. I think it's also a really good thing because people can see this. People can see them in your car, and it kind of deters any criminals away from breaking into your car. They see that there's actually a dash cam rolling. I mean, if I was a criminal, I probably wouldn't want to break into a car that had a bunch of flashing lights that notified me that it was recording. So there are just so many great features with this Blackvue. All right guys, so that is the entire install. Absolutely blown away by how easy this actually was. Just like any of my other videos, I have to live with this for a little while to experience it and see if it actually works well, see how the quality is. Hopefully I'll never have to actually use it, but I will monitor it. I'll monitor everything that I've tucked. Does the tucking stay? Is the camera always working? Is the app good? Is it recording all the time? Does it not drain the battery? Is the power pack doing its job? But it seems like at first glance, and first look over, everything is great. So you guys, huge shout out to Blackvue. Thank you guys so much for sending me these dash cams and the power pack. I absolutely suggest this product to anyone who is interested in getting a dash cam. Like I said, this isn't the first time that I've heard of Blackvue. I know a lot of people that run them, and a good friend of mine had a very nice supercharged R8, Vin Gigs, and he had this in his car, and he was the one who suggested it to me. So it just so happened that I'm working with these people now to promote these Blackvue dash cams, and I think they're great so far. If anything comes up, obviously I will let you guys know, but so far so good. I love the idea of the power pack saving the car's battery and only using the power pack battery for while I'm in parking mode. Obviously I don't want to be draining the car's battery while I'm parked. So this is good. This is good that we got the power pack and this. So as always guys, I'm gonna put links down in the description to all of the products that you see here in case you guys are interested in buying one for yourself. As far as the install, wasn't bad at all. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that I'm good at tucking wires, because before we go to New Jersey for the Auto Key Show, I have a radar detector. So I'm gonna install the radar detector and I'm gonna tuck all the wires. So now that I'm confident with tucking wires, I feel really good about it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please do subscribe, comment down below, hit that bell notification. Just like that, this video is over and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.